I'm Don Pratt. I'm the senior pastor here at St. Paul, and I wanted to talk to you about a new structure, a new way of putting together our committees and doing things here within the church. This is something that's been approved by our United Methodist Conference nationwide, and United Methodist churches all over the United States have already adopted this new system. The Florida Conference has also approved it, and so has our Central Gulf District approved this structure. And it also fits in with the Book of Discipline and how we're supposed to do things according to that. So the idea is to have one leadership team. Right now we have several different committees that function as leadership roles in our church. We have the SPRT, which takes care of personnel matters. We have the trustees, which oversees all of our buildings and property and all of those kinds of things. And then we have a nominating committee that nominates people to serve on all the different teams and committees that we have. There's the finance committee that takes care of the budget and stewardship throughout the year. And then those are all overseen by our church council, who has to make final approval on most of the decisions that go through those committees. For example, if the SPRT, which is in charge of personnel, wants to hire someone, or if they want to give raises even to current staff, they have to make that decision in their committee. It has to be approved by them. Then it has to go to finance, who has to look at the budget and decide whether or not that's feasible. And then if they agree that it is, then the decision finally has to go to church council to be approved before it becomes official. So for that one decision, you have 3 committee meetings. The same thing is true with trustees. If they wanted to repurpose a room for something, and that would cost money, so they can decide that's what they want to do, but then it has to go to finance for approval, and then ultimately to church council for final approval before that can be done. So our current structure requires a lot of different steps to get something achieved. The new structure, the leadership, one leadership team, you have all of the committees except for nominating. Nominating committee is not a part of it because they remain separate as a check and balance, because they're the ones who elect people to serve on the one leadership team. But if you have one leadership team, then you have people who are with finance, with SPRT, and with trustees, and it also serves as the church council, so they're all together in one meeting. So when a proposal is made, it can be decided on in that one meeting, and then we can move forward with it. It doesn't require several different meetings to pass one simple thing. That's one of the real benefits of going to this one leadership model. We would have 9 lay people who are the core of this one leadership team. There also, the person who is in charge of the church council would automatically be on it. Our lay representative to conference would automatically be on it, and our lay leader would automatically be on it. And then also serving on that team would be our 4 senior staff. This way, people would be able to meet together, make decisions without having to go through this long process, sometimes with 3 or 4 meetings to have something passed. Not only is the benefit that it's more efficient, but the benefit is that everybody making the decisions are much better informed about our church and about where our church is at. As it is right now, we have wonderful leaders on all our teams, but people on SPRT really don't know the finances or the shape of our buildings. And people on finance really don't know what's going on in the other areas. And people, and trustees know about our buildings, but they don't really know what's going on in the other areas. But in one leadership team, everybody who is on the leadership team is aware of what's going on in every aspect of the church, which I think allows for better leadership and just more knowledgeable about all the different things and how they interact with one another. So the change would be from moving from these different committees to just one. And it would meet once every month. The meeting would probably be longer than a normal meeting because we have all the business of all 3 to attend to each time. The nominating committee remains separate, as I said before, because it's a check and balance. to see to nominate who goes on the leadership team each year. The real benefits of this is that it streamlines decisions and makes them more efficient. It makes everybody in leadership more knowledgeable of what's going on so they can make better decisions. The only real concern or negative to this is that it allows for fewer people to be in those roles, because obviously one leadership team, which would be about 16 people, is smaller than all of the sum of all the different committees together. So it would be fewer folks in that role each year. But the good thing is, when you rotate off, then the new people who come on, more people will get a chance to serve in, because right now, a person can be on finance and rotate off, and we end up putting the same person back on trustees then the next year, and they never really get a break. So we have a lot of the same people serving anyway, so it really isn't that big of a change. And as far as those 9 that are lay folks from our church who serve as the core of the leadership team, they are on 3-year rotations, so that each year 3 of them will rotate off, and new people will be nominated to serve in their place. And that will give us the consistency that we need. And as I said, they will be nominated by the nominating committee, which remains outside of this one leadership team. That's the basics of what it looks like. And in order for us to do this, it has to be approved by the church at our church conference, which we will hold the last Sunday of October, which we do every year. And I just want to make sure, we're doing this now, presenting this to you, so that if you have any questions, you can hopefully get those answered. I've been talking to the leadership teams about this, and their response has been very positive. Everyone thinks it's a really good idea to move in this direction. So, but we just want to make sure that everyone in our congregation understands and feels good about this decision as well. If you have any questions, or if there's anything that I didn't answer that is important to you, please let me know. You're welcome to call me, you're welcome to email me, you're welcome to make an appointment and come by and see me, and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. The main purpose of this is to hopefully make our leadership more efficient and more informed about what's going on in the whole of the church, because we want to do the best we can to help St. Paul continue to move forward and to accomplish our mission of helping people come to know Christ. So thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to meet with you. Have a great day.